was attending to some of the drivers that were involved in our first incident here of the 2009 season from Daytona International Speedway. And amazingly enough, there was a spin in turn 3, and we knew that was going to bring the caution out, and that's why we were watching that. The melee began right at the entrance to pit road.
Yeah, that was J.R. Fitzpatrick we saw getting out of that 48 car, and there's Ricky Carmichael obviously involved in a little pretty square shot with his Monster Energy drink Chevrolet out of the Kevin Harvick stables. There's Tom Hessert. Tom had a great first season last year in the ARCA REMAX Series, was looking for a great run today, and you see a lot of damage to that one car.
Be curious to see if the yellow came out, or when the yellow came out, if someone checked up or what here. But it was in front of the accident here.
Watch Peyton Sellers, that 47 car right there. He goes to the outside, gets a little bit loose. It looks like the tires are up, doesn't it, Kenny?
The right sides were up and left. I believe he just got loose.
Got a little bit loose there, and we're watching this. Meanwhile, right after this happened, he does a nice job not letting that car go all the way up to the outside wall. Here's another view of Peyton's car. He had Steve Arpin, the 20 car, right behind him. You see a lot of guys did a nice job moving to the outside of that car to avoid Peyton. And then you can see the smoke left of your screen. The caution flag was probably out, and somebody more than likely probably checked up. Well, there was a contact right there.
The 11 into the back of the 1.
Brian Silas in the 11 and the 1 of Tom Hessert made contact, and that's what started this situation. That happened so early off of turn 4, they may not even have had time to see the caution flag, Kenny.
Did the 11 get into the 1 there?
It looked like like they made a little contact there.
Angle.
Contact is already made there. See car spinning. There's the 09. Yeah, there's significant contact with the 48 of J.R. Fitzpatrick and the 1 of Tom Hessert.
Situation where Tom Hessert hadn't really locked the car down or stopped it from moving, and the 48 just didn't have anywhere to go.
We saw that Zaxby's Ford, the 09 of John West Townley. He's involved in this incident. He actually cut a left rear tire down in practice. There's another look. You see, it looks like the 1 and the 11 certainly made contact. I don't know if the 1 came down a little bit or exactly what happened. There's Tom Hessert. He's going to get nailed here by the 48 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. You see all that smoke right there. It's very, very difficult for the drivers to see as they come off turn number 4.
Well, and the sun's probably playing a little bit of heck with them right there too. If they come off, sun in the eyes.
To go to caution break, or to break because a caution comes out. A big one once again at Daytona in the ARCA REMAX Series. That's Michael Annett, the 01. He won't make it 3 out of 4 at the super speedways this season. Big accident between he and Allie Owens. They got tied up, and then the domino effect happened after that.
It just looked like they wouldn't stop. The wreck never would stop happening, and then we collected a number of other cars. You see what a tough break for Michael Annett, Shigeru Hattori, and Kenny. Unfortunately, that's your Chevrolet with Bill Baird driving going to the garage.
Yep, he was spinning and got hit right at the very end.
Bill Baird makes his way into the garage. You see the 16 involved. Quite a few different cars involved.
There's Joey Coulter. That's Benny in the 16. Benny Chastain in the 75. Bob Shack's car.
Joey Coulter is a teammate to Bobby Gerhart at this racetrack. There's Allie Owens in that 19, the electrifyingcareers.com. See the helmet off, and the safety crews down there attending to her.
See her moving around inside the car. She took her helmet off. There's the 20 of Steve Arpin. He makes some pretty hard contact with the inside wall, looks like.
Again, this happened. It really started in the middle of 3 and 4, but then it continued on down all the way out of turn number 4. We see Ken Weaver with some damage. Let's take another look.
That's Eddie Mercer, the 51. He may make contact. Looks like they almost got tied up. It looked like he didn't make contact initially, and it maybe got Allie out of the throttle a little bit, Kenny.
Yeah, it was real close. I mean, whether he did or not, but they just kept wrecking. You can see the sun there, too, isn't helping them at all.
Yeah. You see Bill Baird sliding, but there was no contact for Bill Baird until later on here.
Then the 99 made contact with the 44 Frank Kimmel. Allie spins back up into the racetrack. Steve Arpin runs into her.
Now one of the cars trying to continue.
And Benny Chastain in the 75. He actually bounces off 2 other cars and then hits the 45 as well. So looks like Benny got 3.
So again, quite a few cars involved. Let's ride along. That's
That's Frank right behind his nephew, Will. Frank got hit. You could hear him get hit, turn him around. Looked like Will must have gotten through it without any incident. This is Matt Carter's on board the Stein Seed Ford. You see the spin right from Matt goes to the bottom of the racetrack, does a nice job running down the apron now. See Frank spinning behind him. Matt almost gets collected by the 45 car of Nur Ali.
13 cars in total involved in this one.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, there's the 19 of Ali Owens getting hit by Steve Arpin, and then it may have been the 30 of Terry Jones right behind the 20 of Steve Arpin. Steve slides into the infield wall there. There's another view. There's Bill sliding up the racetrack. Doesn't appear to have that much damage right now, but I think he's going to get collected here. There's Nur Ali, the 45, against the outside wall. There's a 16 going to hit Nur, as well as a 75 of Benny Chastain.
And they're still wrecking behind him.
Watch the 51 of Eddie Mercer now. They were
like he had a
very,
bumper
very close.
on him.
He may have just touched the back of Ali Owens. Eddie's able to get by, but Ali spins up. Really nothing she could do at this point. Slides across the racetrack. You can see the glare from the sun. As you've mentioned a couple times, that didn't help that situation.
No, it's hard to. You take that glare of the sun and then put a little smoke with it. You don't know what you're going into.
And maybe a little something on the windshield. I mean, they've been running quite a few laps and they haven't cleaned those off, so that also magnifies the situation.
Run on Matt Carter, decided to stay behind Matt. Obviously, Matt against the double yellow line, so Patrick really couldn't go down there, although people are sneaking down there a little bit.
Well, cars are moving around quite a bit.
Things are heating up already.
Whoa.
Another problem in turns 3 and 4. The 51. Oh, that's Mercer. Eddie Mercer involved in it. The 29.
Matt Carter, Mikey Kyle also involved.
Ryan Fisher in that 50.
Oh.
No. And then the 28 runs right into the back of them. Chris Cockrum.
99, John Ferrier also involved. You see the 8, Brian Scott, Ali.
Gabby DiCarlo
in the 90. Yeah, in the Great Clips car.
You know,
that started right up front.
Sure did. As you were talking, Kenny, it doesn't matter where you are. You can get caught up in something here. You don't have to be at the back of the pack.
We're getting down to a lot of all the cars getting out of this thing. We're going to have a short field at the end of the race here.
A lot of attrition right now taking place on the racetrack. Ryan Fisher trying to fire that car back up again.
He is able to. You can see the back of that car, though, and it's down. The fuel cell rack is actually on the ground. That's why the left rear tire was spinning. See a lot of damage to Eddie Mercer's car right there. Eddie was running up in the top 2 or 3, and there's Mario Gosselin. Mario was 2 laps down. Obviously, a tremendous amount of damage to his car. And we see that when the window net's down, obviously that's the signal to the safety crews that the driver has put that down and he's okay. So if they need to attend to someone else quicker, they can. We see Brian Scott climbing out of his race car. Yeah, Mikey Kyle also going by. Mikey had a great run going, as well as Brian Scott. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened here. See, there's Mario Gosselin. Mikey Kyle kind of chases up the hill and runs into Mario Gosselin. That's what starts as Matt Carter with nowhere to go, as well as Eddie Mercer. Patrick Shelter does a nice job getting through that.
Steve Parker Kligerman was involved in that in the 77.
He didn't get you see the damage on the left front. That's the black car back on the grass down there. Here's another view. You're going to see Mario Gosselin. He's going to run and going to move up the hill. Then Mikey Kyle the air just, I think, takes him up the hill and he makes contact with him, Kenny.
Yeah, but it winds up the same thing. You just plain old run into him. You can give it a bunch of reasons why, but you kind of got to be responsible for the front of your car.
I think the 6 of Lofton actually got into that as well. He brushed somebody that was coming back down the racetrack, it looked like, too, so maybe some damage on his car.
Bobby Garrett able to get by on the outside, and then we saw Chris Cockrum, the 28, come in late and make contact. There's another view. There's the contact between Mikey Kyle, the 29, Mario Gosselin, the 11. Matt Carter gets caught by Mario Gosselin, goes up the hill towards the outside wall. Eddie Mercer comes along with nowhere to go. There's the 6 of Justin Lofton. He makes a little bit of contact with the 29 of Mikey Kyle. There's Will Kimmel, the 68. He makes some contact as well.
Tough day for the Kimmels. We saw Frank Kimmel early on out of this. You see Chris Cockrum staying right on the back bumper of Bobby Gerhart. It looks like Gerhart's trying to slow down, but he's got Cockrum right behind him. And as Gerhart goes high, Cockrum goes low and right into two cars parked on the racetrack.
Yeah, well, Chris Cockrum would have done well to have heated the Bobby Gerhart's trying to slow down there.
Yeah.
Another view. Matt Carter makes hard contact with the outside wall.
And there's that smoke in the sun. The difficult views that these guys have.
81, Craig Ghost coming in on the inside. There's Ryan Fisher's on board. You see Gabby DiCarlo. Gabby's going to get caught up in this as well. There's the contact between Ryan Fisher and Gabby DiCarlo. Another shot to Ryan Fisher's car, the baby mum car. And yet another one.
I think I'll grab the steering wheel back again.
That's when you don't take your helmet off and you don't get your seatbelt unstrapped.
Watch Patrick Schiffer. He's going to get through this now. Watch this.
Oh, how close.
He gassed it back up to shoot that gap. He did really good. He got off when he needed to and then gassed it back up. But you can see where that sun is factoring in there.
Not much of a view at all for any of these guys.
There went our camera.
Yeah, Eddie Mercer took care of that camera in the back of Matt Carter's Stein C car. Matt's roof camera.
And again, Matt Carter hit that wall hard.
Sure did.
Just goes to show you what one big mistake really will do at a race like this.
So thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys for having me up here. This has been great, and I think we got another wreck right here.
Oh, another one.
Never mind, I'm not leaving yet, right?
Oh, into the wall he goes. That's the 39 of Michael Phelps. We saw some damage to his car earlier, and now more. That will, it looks like, end the day for Michael Phelps. Welcome back. We're under caution for the 5th time today, and this time it is Bobby Gerhart, 5-time winner of this race. Doesn't look like he's going to be making it 6. Again, just before we went to commercial break, we apologize. We had some audio issues.
Look at the momentum Joey Logano got with that run on the outside. He laid off him to get a little bit of momentum, and boy, he got it, didn't he, Kenny?
Yes, he did.
Oh, trouble! Justin Lupton into the back of the 60. Patrick Shelton spins. Into the wall he goes. And now Kimmel spins around. Ooh, a big hit on Justin, or on the 60 of Patrick Shelton. Our 6th caution of the day comes out, and what a big hit that was from the 23 of Larry Hollenbeck.
Yeah, Larry was running up in the 8th spot when they came by here last time, and boy, did he make hard contact with Patrick Shelton.
44 with damage. The 60, that's Patrick Shelton waiting for that window net to come down.
Just about took the back end off of that car.
The only thing I liked about what I saw there was it got hit towards the back of the car.
It spun him around a lot.
Yeah, not towards the driver's door.
Yeah, safety workers right out there very, very quickly.
They'll go to work, trying to attend to the 60 and Patrick Shelton. Again, what took place was Justin Lofton was just behind Patrick Shelton. Shelton moved up the racetrack a bit. It looked like Justin Lofton got into the back of that car then. Shelton slid around, made contact with the outside wall, and then coming through on the high side, that 23 of Larry Hollenbeck made additional contact to the 60 of Patrick Shelton. You saw the damage to the back of the 44. Frank Kimmel came a lot of damage.
Absolutely nowhere to go.
Safety crews working on Larry Hollenbeck as well. A lot of debris on the racetrack. You can see it behind the ambulance and the safety crews. There's Welcome back. Lucas Oil Slick Miss 200 under a red flag condition. Larry Hollenbeck in the 23 being helped out of his race car. Take a look at that. What a great sign as Larry Hollenbeck salutes the crowd as the safety crew helps him from his race car.
3 Series. And here's some good news. On Saturday, this horrifying accident in the ARCA REMAX season opener put the driver of the number 60 car, Patrick Sheltra, in the hospital. Doctors diagnosed a compression fracture in his vertebra that will not require surgery. The 22-year-old Sheltra was released from the hospital this morning and is reportedly planning to resume racing as soon as he can.